What up, squad? What's poppin'? Drake is in damage control mode. According to this video dropped by the Ville, link will be in the description below. Drake's damage control against Kendricks Toronto show in UMG lawsuit. Ooh wee. Shit's getting crazy, man. It's starting to cook, man. Stuff's starting to cook. Let's let it marinate, you heard? That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up, slap that red button. I don't know what this means, but hey, man, the Ville usually be putting a lot of stuff together, and a lot of the things that he just said has been pretty like on point, man. I don't disagree with a lot of what he says. So definitely go check him out if you want somebody that connects the dots. Now don't get me wrong, a lot of it's circumstantial, but hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. Let's get into this. See what he's talking about.
A lot happening at once when it comes to the situation here. Now, there's three things that I think that Drake is doing damage control for, and they're all happening at once. So I want to break it down with y'all and tell y'all exactly what could be happening in this case right here. As of June 11th, 2025, which would be yesterday as this is being recorded, Drake and UMG's lawsuit have been updated. Drake and UMG have been going back and forth. UMG had submitted another motion to dismiss. And after this motion to dismiss, the judge will finally respond how they will act moving forward. Will they dismiss it or will they continue? Now, this is happening.
Yo, it's just bugged out that they still on this lawsuit, though. Like, for real, let it go, man. Let it go, bro. If you want to do damage control, right there is where you should start. You should start with the lawsuit, man. Get rid of that lawsuit. You want to act like that never existed and talk about something else. Seriously, that's where you should start. If you want to start with any type of damage control, that lawsuit is what's gonna hurt you in hip hop. It's really gonna hurt you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It's gonna hurt you. I'm telling you, it's gonna cost you.
While something else is happening with Drake and another famous streamer. Him and Kai Cenat are expected to go live today on June 12th, 2025. It says here that Drake and Kai will be doing a stream together tomorrow. But tomorrow means today, as this was posted yesterday. That first of all, thank you to everyone who shared their video submission for Somebody Loves Me. We were blown away by the creativity and thought poured into each submission. We were supposed to go live today, but needed a little extra time to review them. Tomorrow, Drake and I are going to go through some of the submission with you guys, share some of my favorites and some of the not so good ones, and let y'all know which 20 people is going to get money to bring their treatments to life. Now, one thing that does not sit well with me when I read this is how they said that they were supposed to go live yesterday on June 11th, but they decided to go live tomorrow. But you want to know what else is happening tomorrow? It would be the GNX tour where they go out and perform in Drake's hometown of Toronto. It says here June 12th, Toronto at the Rogers Center. Now, this is very interesting because at the last minute, they had decided that they're going to go live when Kendrick Lamar and SZA will be performing in Drake's home city. Now, as this is going on, Drake is going through it with the lawsuit and UMG. In this lawsuit with UMG, they are going at it back and forth. It's coming around the same time that Drake decides to go on live stream with Kai Cenat. Despite them saying that they were going to go live yesterday, they're going to wait until it's time for Kendrick to perform in Toronto. I feel like Drake is doing damage control for all of these things.
Okay, so I get it. I get where this is going. And that might be facts. That might be true. That might be, or it could just be a coincidence, which I highly doubt, but it might be coincidence. But at the end of the day, people that mess with Drake gonna mess with Drake regardless. They wasn't, if they really like stands of Drake, they gonna go to they not gonna go to the concert. They ain't gonna be paying no attention. But I see what you're trying to say. It's trying to switch the narrative when something big is going on over here. They trying to make something going on over here, and which makes you dismiss it. They think you ain't gonna see. Put your hands where my eyes can see. They think you ain't gonna see what's going on. But like I said, those Drake fans are not gonna see either way. They're just gonna be watching for Drake either way. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't see how it pulls away from anything, but I see exactly where you're connecting the dots. It's plausible. You know what I'm saying? It's plausible. Tell me in the comments, bro. Y'all think that, it is like damage control, or do you think it's more or less, oh, let's take some, because if they're trying to take views or whatever, if they're trying to take attention away from the Kendrick Lamar tour, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. No matter, that's going to be the biggest shit that's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. Kai fans are going to watch Kai. Drake fans are going to watch Drake. And Kendrick fans are going to be in the stands like, screaming, they not like us. I can't wait to see that. Because what are they going to stream about when that's going on? What are they going to stream about when that's going on? That's what I want to know. How's their face going to look when that's going on?
This is when somebody with money and fame are trying to control the narrative, and we have to be very observant when things like this happen. Now that we pointed out that Drake is scheduled to go live with Kai the same time that Kendrick is supposed to perform in Toronto, now remember, this is the first time that Kendrick Lamar will actually pull up in Toronto in a back-to-back date. He'll be performing for 2 days straight. While the live stream itself...
That's diabolical, though, man. 2 days. Bro, you got to deal with him for 2 days. So even if you try to control the narrative that one day, on the 12th, you got the 13th, man. You got the 13th. Oh, shoot, Friday the 13th. It's going to be a horror film, man. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie. The last date is on Friday the 13th. That's diabolical. That right there, bro. So Kendrick trying to make a statement as well, unless I think he did that shit purposely. I think that's the only Friday the 13th we got this year. Shit.
Itself is a creative and engaging event for fans. Its timing amid these developments add an extra layer of public interest and speculation. It remains to be seen how this will influence public perception and the dynamics between the artists involved. This is why it seems like damage control for me. When we look at the lawsuit that had just dropped, we have to remember a couple things. The judge is going to give a response to this soon. UMG's filing was very blunt. They called Drake's claims baseless, said his arguments rely on cherry-picked anonymous comments, and urged the court to dismiss it. That's a major hit to his defamation case. Going live soon after can redirect public attention. Kendrick in Toronto, a symbolic move within itself. Kendrick is performing in Drake's hometown, adds public narrative fuel. This is more than just a concert. It's a symbolic takeover in the middle of their ongoing lyrical and cultural feud. Drake going live at the same time looks like a counter move.
All right, so let's be real. Let's be real. Whether you a Drake fan or not, you got to respect the fact that he's actually trying to counter. In one of the biggest it's going to be the biggest hip-hop tour ever. I did that backwards. Hip-hop tour ever. All right? It's going to be the biggest hip-hop tour ever. So he got to do something, bro. He going to show up. Can you imagine that? He's going to show up to Toronto and sell out 2 nights in a row. What else can you do except for go for live stream, man? You got to do something, man. I got to give him some credit for that. A little bit. I give him a little bit of credit for that. But what else could he do? He can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. Like I said, it's going to be a horror film, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. He's going to go to your city and sell out 2 nights in a row. The reason why he did 2 dates is because of the fact that I'm pretty sure they already knew they were going to be sold out. Otherwise, he would have had to cancel a date. He didn't cancel a date, which means those are either sold out or very, close to being sold out. And I'm pretty sure they sold out. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be bananas. I'm loving this, though. I like the petty back and forth, for real.
To assert some type of presence of himself, but digitally. Funny enough, not physically. And as a side note here, I just want to point out how funny it is that Drake is deciding to go live instead of pulling up in Toronto and showing that this is his city. But the damage control that he's doing is when he goes on Kai Cenat's stream and tries to help his public image, trying to preserve his public image. When you do live streams, they offer a direct access to fans and a way to control the narrative without any type of media filters. Even if Drake doesn't address the lawsuit or Kendrick directly, the act of showing up and trying to seem confident and in control sends a message, using this for marketing and to use as a distraction from the concert and the lawsuit. The live stream is doubling as a promo for his new single, Somebody Loves Me. It's a playbook move, blend with controversy with content drops to keep the spotlight. I'm willing to bet that this is Drake trying to do some type of damage control as well as trying to control the narrative and the public opinion.
All right, tell me. Give it to me. I need it. Give it to me. Give me the feedback. What do y'all think? Do y'all think this is gonna work, or you think it's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out, and it's gonna be like, because to me, I think the biggest news that's gonna come out of this, Kendrick sold out in Toronto, 2 nights in a row. The Boogeyman showed up, and it was Friday the 13th. What? Let's be real. It's Friday the 13th. It's going down. It's getting crazy in here. You heard? That's what I'm saying, man. Just turn your night lights on, man. Sleep with a night light that night. You heard?
While trying to gain the public's attention to draw eyes off of Kendrick Lamar's tour and the lawsuit. The Kendrick and Drake feud has been ongoing, one of the biggest cultural flashpoints in years. With Kendrick performing in Toronto tonight, Drake's own city, that's what people are going to tap in for the live stream. It doesn't even seem like they're going to tap in for the Somebody Loves Me song. Doesn't even seem like the song is relevant at all at this point. The public isn't really focused on the music video right now. At this point, people will only tap into the live stream to check how Drake looks as Kendrick is performing in Toronto at the same time. UMG's lawsuit that they had submitted yesterday in a motion to dismiss Drake's defamation case just reignited interest in the legal side of things. Their language was scathing, calling out Drake for trying to turn online comments into legal proof of defamation. This argument that UMG had filed undercuts the narrative that Drake might want to push publicly. So if Drake is doing a live stream the next day, the timing is very hard to ignore. The live stream with Kai Cenat feels less like a music promo and more like a public relations move. And
you know what? My boy DeVille is on point, bro. You on point on this one. I see where you getting at, bro. And it is super fishy, and it does make sense, bro. I think that this is a superficial stream as well. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you're trying to get eyes over here so you can control the narrative or at least semi-control it. Which, like I said, I think the biggest news is going to be like, oh, yeah, Kai and Drake streamed while Drake was selling out in his city. I think that to me is gonna be more damaging than anything, bro. I think that 2 nights in a row too. You know what I'm saying? If they stream 2 nights in a row, then that's desperate. Then you getting desperate. But I'm telling you, yeah, a lot of people are gonna show up to the stream because they're gonna want to see if they're actually talking about the show. Which of course they're gonna bring up the show. Let's be real. He's gonna bring up the show. If he doesn't, then it just looks quirky. But they have to bring it up in a slick way. You get what I'm saying? They have to bring it up in a slick way. You know what I mean? Let me y'all know what y'all think. Y'all think this is gonna work? I'm being serious. Do y'all really think this is gonna work? I personally don't, because it's like, bro, it's the worst thing is, like, if he went there and it was crickets and he had to cancel his show over there and this, that, and the third, I get it. I understand. Okay, job well done. You showed up and you did what you had to do. But if he sells out 2 nights in a row, bro, it's over. It's over. It's over.
Fans are tuning in not to hear about the song, but to see if he responds to Kendrick, gauge his energy post-lawsuit filing, to check his energy after the lawsuit was filed, and to check his body language for signs of confidence or deflection. That's the only reason why people are tapping into this live stream. They don't care about the music video. Nobody cares about this music video. A lot of social media conversation is not about the song itself. It's about the drama, the positioning, and whether Drake is folding or fighting back. Not only that, but let's talk about how Drake had mentioned Kai Cenat in his complaint. The amended complaint that UMG is responding to at this time. Drake's decision to go live with Kai Cenat is very interesting given the fact that Kai was named in Drake's lawsuit against UMG. Earlier this year in the lawsuit, Drake alleges that UMG removed copyright restrictions from Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us, allowing content creators like Kai Cenat to monetize their reaction videos, thereby amplifying the song's defamatory content. Cenat's reaction video to the track garnered over 9 million views on YouTube.
And let's be real, yo, shout out to everybody that does that, because, yo, us streamers, reactors, we are the new DJs. We are what makes things lit. If you go on YouTube, if you go on any streaming platform and you see everybody, like just a bunch of videos of content creators reacting to songs, it builds interest. It builds anticipation for what's next. And people want to get in and see what's going on. Remember, commotion creates emotion. So everybody's going to get into it and be like, what's going on over there? Just like if you see a crowd gather somewhere, you're going to run over there and see what's going on. Because commotion, if it's not, but you want to know what's going on. You don't want to miss anything. So that right there is a smart move. I think every artist, MC should do that. They should definitely release copyrights for that reactors, because like I said, yo, the radio is dead. Yo, it's gone. You know what I mean? It's content creators that push this stuff. If you notice, a lot of content creators start reacting to something you're going to watch just to see what their reaction is, and you want to get their point of view on the video or their review of the video. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all of y'all that do that, man. Shout out to Kendrick for being smart enough to know that, bro. First big artist that actually realized that and figured it out, man. That was smart, you know? But Drake did the same thing, I think. Yeah, I think he did the same thing because I wasn't getting copies. So shout out to both of them, man. Anybody that does that, shout out to you. But then don't file a lawsuit after that, though. Don't how you gonna file a that right there is what I don't get. How you gonna file a lawsuit after that? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? There's no different than radio.
One of the most watched responses. Kai had clarified during a live stream that he was not being sued directly. He expressed his surprise upon discovering his involvement, stating that he didn't understand why he was named, but he later understood that this was Drake trying to use him as an example. So he kind of just let it go. And that's why he's cool with Drake now. Even though Kai isn't being sued, he is being looked at and snitched on by Drake after knowing that Kai Cenat was mentioned in Drake's argument with UMG. One thing that I've always asked myself, and I'm sure others have questioned, how does Kai not see that Drake is manipulating him? Kai Cenat was named in the lawsuit. He was not sued, but he was used. Drake was snitching on Kai, pointing the finger at Kai, essentially saying, look, even streamers like Kai Cenat were reacting to the song, monetizing it, and contributing to the spread of these defamatory claims. So even if it's not a direct accusation, Drake dragged Kai into the middle of his legal narrative. Now he's going to host a live stream with him, promote a new single, and do it on the same day as Kendricks' tour in Toronto. From a strategic angle, it just all feels like manipulation and damage control. Control the narrative, use Kai's massive audience to steer attention away from Kendrick and the lawsuit, blur the lines, make it seem like things are chill. Like, look at me and Kai, we're all good. The lawsuit mentioned, no big deal. Look, me and Kai are cool. I know I talked about him in the lawsuit, but look, me and him are good. Look, we're cool together. He's doing a music video for me. It's not that big of a deal. However, Kai being cool with Drake doesn't erase the fact that Drake put him in a federal complaint. That's not a minor move. That's a serious documentation that lives in court records. So does Kai even see that he's being manipulated and Drake is using him to shift the narrative online? After the lawsuit and after Kendrick Lamar is supposed to set the stage in Toronto, does Kai even see what's going on right in front of him? It's hard to say, bro. He's young, he's rich, and he's riding a historic wave.
And let's be real. Everybody knows Kai could do numbers by himself. He doesn't need Drake. Because at first I'm thinking, well, maybe Kai's using Drake just as much as Drake is using Kai. But to be real with you, no, that wouldn't be the truth because Kai's stream is gonna do well regardless. He does well without, he don't need any of that. He don't need the actual artist there streaming with him. He's gonna do numbers regardless. So what the Ville is saying makes a lot of sense because with Drake being there, Drake is really benefiting from Kai's numbers. Kai's not really benefiting from Drake's numbers because Kai's gonna do numbers regardless. He's using Kai's platform. I see what you're getting at. The Ville is right, man. Factor on that. You heard?
Wave of influence. He might just see it as a win. Streaming with one of the biggest artists in the world, getting clout and music exclusives, maybe trying to look like a neutral party after seeing Kendrick Lamar dapping him up, despite him looking nervous. It just seems very odd how he just doesn't look at it like Drake is manipulating him. Because when you look at it from the outside, it really do look like Drake is just using him, not just for reach, but to sanitize a moment of legal and public relation heat. Whether he realizes it or he's okay with it, that's the part that people always question. If Kai doesn't see it now, others definitely do. I think that Drake is nervous about the lawsuit. He might not look nervous in an everyday sense, but there are real stakes in this case. UMG, when they filed that motion to dismiss yesterday on June 11th, it was very aggressive, arguing Drake's lawsuit was rhetorical hyperbole and non-actionable. If the court sides with UMG, Drake's complaint could be tossed entirely. That's a public and legal loss. It could also damage his credibility, especially if the judge writes a scathing opinion about the lawsuit. Even if he doesn't look nervous, there's a reason for concern. Going live with Kai could just be a strategic way for him to appear unfazed or try to even humanize himself after the situation. Now, as far as Kendrick in Toronto, this is going to be a massive type of symbolism going on. It shifts a cultural moment, even if it's just perception. It reminds the people who won the rap beef in the court of public opinion, and it could push Drake to reassert himself digitally, if not musically or physically. So Drake's live stream could also be a way of him saying, I'm still here, I'm not phased, I have fans, I'm reacting to the fans' music for my music video, all things that he's trying to spin to look unbothered. However, in my opinion, I don't think a live stream is going to help anything at all. This man just sold out a whole entire stadium at your hometown. But for sure, this live stream is definitely doing one thing, bro. It's all damage control. He's trying to control the setting, no interviews, just him and Kai. Control the topic. Technically, it's going to be about his new single. Controlling the tone. No cross examination. No direct legal talk. Just a conversation between him and Kai. I really don't think that Kai has been keeping up with the lawsuit at all. And if Drake is facing legal and cultural issues at this time, showing up like this is a classic PR move. Release a little attention to cool the situation, but don't give anything away. Kendricks' Toronto show is a power move. UMG's motion to dismiss his case is a very heated legal battle, and all of this likely forced Drake to show up. Whether it's out of nervousness, pride, or calculated optics, the live stream is very likely a response to apply some type of damage control, and it's not just for promotion. He's trying to damage control Kai, he's trying to damage control Kendrick Lamar going to Toronto, and he's trying to damage control this lawsuit. But he's not slick, bro. I could see it a mile away. You pop out as soon as all of this shit starts happening, as soon as all of these things start happening at once. You decide to do a live stream. You were supposed to go live yesterday when nobody was performing, and now that Kendrick is going to perform, you decide to go live that day. But this is something that's interesting to point out because it shows you how somebody that's famous or that somebody who has the means like Drake could use the media, the internet, the public, and Kai Cenat, use all of them to try to manipulate the public and people, to try to shift the narrative, to try to distract people, to try to gain.
Yo, all right. I ain't mad at him for that. Hey, do what you do. If you think it's going to work, I ain't mad at you. Do the best that you can, man. Swing where you can. Get your W's where you can. But this is going to be, I don't think it's going to be a W, bro. I really don't think it's going to be a W for you because at the end of the day, you got this man in your backyard. Peeing all over the grass, man. That's what I'm telling you, bro. He's taking a piss all in your backyard. Yo, I'm being dead serious, bro. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because the narrative is homeboy showed up and showed everything out. He showed it out. You heard? Everybody, you literally going to have to hear that. You're going to hear it through the stadium, man. You're going to hear it through Toronto. You're going to see all the traffic that's about to build up in your city because of an outsider coming through and stepping on shit, you heard? He's stepping on the maple leaves, you heard? He over there trying to shake them off his feet. They're getting sticky. That being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you're new to the channel, forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up, and slap that red button. I'm out of here.